Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology. Today we're going to be doing a kind of fun video, also kind of a drag video, and it's going to be called Fun Fact, Actually Really Sad Fact About Your Zodiac Sign, because it's trending on TikTok and honestly I don't have a lot of ideas for content. So fun fact, actually really sad fact for Aries. They think they are more ambitious than they actually are sometimes. A lot of the time they can actually stop themselves from doing things, or they get drained easily because they're always doing 5 things at once and they're never able to focus. And this is why they often just end up doing nothing at all, or they never follow through with the things that they try to do. And yeah, also, we talk about Aries as somewhat of the heartbreaker, but I feel like for the most part they often get their heart broken, and this stems from the fact that they always wear their heart on their sleeve. And not everyone else is very quick to work like that or think that way, and this is why they end up in a situation that they often regret. Fun fact, actually really sad fact for Taurus is, despite the fact that they come off so bossy and so opinionated to strangers, or perhaps very sure of themselves, in relationships they're very quick to sacrifice their own needs for literally anyone. They're very loyal to the fact that, to the point that they can even put themselves on the back burner to accommodate the needs of others. And this is often why they end up in situations or relationships where value can be somewhat of a tug and pull. It might not always feel as reciprocated as they deserve, and this stems from the fact that they're untrusting of people that come off genuinely nice to them, and for some reason they think that people that are rude are genuinely sincere, and this is why they don't always end up with people that they should. Fun fact, actually really sad fact for Gemini is they want to be taken more seriously than they actually are. I feel like they come off as kind of the jokester, or like the jester in astrology. They're always trying to entertain, and I think this is kind of their coping mechanism in awkward situations or when they're feeling uncomfortable with themselves. However, this quality about them is often why people don't see them for the brain that they actually are, and can undermine them a lot, and this is actually something that really bothers Gemini. So fun fact, actually really sad fact about Cancer is that Cancer has a really bad reputation in astrology, at least on astrology Twitter, for always coming off as very emotionally loud and emotionally charged, and perhaps even gets really nasty stigmas about being like rude or nasty to people. However, Cancers actually, we always undermine the fact that they're the crab in the zodiac, and they're very quick to protect themselves with a hard layer, even if that's not truly how they feel on the inside. They're very quick to hide that, or hide themselves in general. They're also very ready to always help other people whenever other people have issues, or whenever other people are in need, and they put their own selves on the back burner because of this. So I feel like we often treat them as very emotionally combustive people, when in reality they're always the first person that we go to when we have an issue, and they don't always feel like they can go to us. Fun fact, actually really sad fact about Leo is that however hard you think you can be on a Leo, they are 10 times harder on themselves. They're arguably probably the hardest on themselves out of all of the zodiac signs, and it stems from the fact that they don't always feel as great about themselves as people give them credit for, and this is why they might struggle to put themselves out there, or it could even come off a bit confident or egocentric. It stems from the fact that they are faking it until they make it, and at least as a child they might not have always felt like they belonged, and when they do feel like they know themselves, that's why they're very proud, because I think it took such a long time for them to get to that point where they're able to know themselves. Fun fact, actually really sad fact about Virgo is Virgo they come off very tough and very scary to people. I think people even feel like they're like the meanest of the zodiac. However, this stems from the fact that they're constantly feeling overlooked themselves. I feel like they're always quick to nurture people or help people in need, but this energy isn't always reciprocated to them, and they seldom feel like they have someone to actually take care of them. They don't really like to show that part of themselves or express that part of themselves, so instead of like letting people know when they need some kind of consolation or help, I feel like they just would silently carry it on their own. And I feel like that's why they get very vocal about people that do vocalize needing help all the time, because they're someone that has had to carry that burden for so long that they don't understand why other people are quick to be vulnerable, because that's something that Virgo just feels a bit uncomfortable with. Fun fact, actually really sad fact about Libra, is that Libra has a very clear direction that they want to go in. They know what they want, they know what they don't want. However, they won't tell you because they don't want to hurt you, or they don't want to do something that conflicts with what you want. And we often treat them very trivial, and we often treat them very like dumb in astrology because they're polite, so they get overlooked. Except this doesn't really stem from the fact that they don't have opinions or don't have thoughts. If anything, they have a whole notebook or a whole checklist of ideas and plans and things that they want to do and places they want to eat. They just don't want to offend you or say something that you don't want, and they're thoughtful of that and they're considerate of that, and that's why we typically underestimate them or overlook them. Fun fact, actually really sad fact about Scorpio, is their intensity is never really reciprocated. And I think they take themselves very seriously because they're very used to feeling like taken advantage of or hurt, and they don't really like to show this anymore, because I feel like whenever they're vulnerable or whenever they can express themselves, it's often used against them. So when they do open up, they're very hesitant to actually admit when they care about you or when they need something. And I feel like because of this, they come off more intense and more serious than they mean to, because they're so guarded and because they're so cautious of essentially being hurt. However, they might come off very intimidating or very like antisocial, but on the inside they're extremely loving and like vulnerable. They just are scared that they're going to get hurt, and they would rather be private and to themselves than be hurt. Like that's probably the worst thing they could do. And they're so guarded that they can miss out on opportunities and experiences that actually are helpful to them and that actually are meaningful to them. Fun fact, actually really sad fact about Sagittarius, is Sagittarius is kind of very trivialized in astrology. We look at like Sagittarius as this like fun-loving, happy-go-lucky, easy, like always looking at the glass half full. However, Sagittariuses are very like philosophical because they might have had huge transformations earlier on in life, and I feel like this makes them more aware of their surroundings. I feel like they know how dark the world can be, and this is why they often choose to come off more positive than they mean to. And it doesn't stem from being naive. It stems from being so aware of how sad and cruel the world can be that they want to be the positivity or lighten the mood. And they're also very good at reading people, and they know when someone has had a bad day or when they need to help them. However, I feel like a lot of the time, because of this, people can take or mistake their kindness essentially for weakness, and this is why they do get angry, and why when they are ready to voice an opinion, it is very blunt. But again, it stems from essentially just wanting to breathe some positivity into a very negative space, and feeling like the world is already very dark and choosing to try to make an active positive change. Fun fact, actually really sad fact about Capricorn, is that they are literally ruled by the planet Saturn, which is this extremely responsible planet. And because of this, I feel like they don't always allow themselves the opportunity to do things. And I think because they guard themselves so much, they can end up actually missing out on a lot of experiences that are very important for their overall growth and development. And when they miss out on these experiences because they think that they're like being cautious or being intellectually sound, this can actually make them more naive and actually hurt them in the long haul, because the things that they think they know better, they might miss out on an opportunity to actually get the understanding of. And then when they actually are in situations where they have to like deal with people or relationships, they miss those opportunities to be more aware of like certain ulterior motives and hidden agendas, and they can actually be taken advantage of more easily than most zodiac signs, arguably because of this. And this is kind of their weakness. So essentially just being too cryptic and preventing themselves from having certain experiences can eventually be the reason why they go through certain experiences, and then it repeats the cycle. So fun fact, actually really sad fact about Aquarius is technically detriment as a sun sign, meaning that it's in the opposite like the sign is in the opposite planet of where it should ever belong. It's like waking up in a house that you're extremely uncomfortable with. You don't know the people, you don't like the people, you don't want to be there, and they feel the same way about you. That's how Aquarius is as a sun sign, because Aquarius is a communal energy. It's activism. It's wanting to focus on other people, prioritize everyone but themselves, and the sun makes you want to, or has you kind of forced to express yourself. And Aquarius doesn't like that. So being an Aquarius sun for them is extremely hard. I think it's very hard for them to actually learn about themselves and figure out what they want and who they are. And I think it's because a lot of their identity is in their group or community or their family, and learning how to be themselves or voice their own opinions can be very hard because of this. Because again, they're so focused on other people that they don't want to hurt them. So when they do come into their own like identity, this can be why they come off so defensive. It's because they worked really hard for it and they don't want to feel like they're backtracking. Fun fact, actually really sad fact, Pisces is the polar opposite of Virgo, meaning that they have very different approaches but similar goals. So because of that, Pisces is kind of seen very like kind of similar to Libra. People kind of think of them as a dumber sign or underestimate them, and they try to pull one over on them because they're so dreamy and idealistic, and remotely they just always try to be positive or keep a lighter environment around them. However, they are the opposite of Virgo for a reason. They relate actually a lot more to Virgo than we give them credit for. So they are extremely intelligent, and we all kind of sleep on this with astrology. We don't really talk about this, but Pisces is the first zodiac sign to calculate the whole room before anyone else can. They know exactly who someone is before they open their mouth and tell them about them. They're extremely, I kind of want to say like intuitive or psychic in a way. Like they're very aware of other people and their motives, so much so that when someone thinks they can take advantage of Pisces is very surprising and uses that being underestimated thing as like a superhero like tool, and is quick to show people actually, hey, you can't take advantage of me, like I'm very intelligent, I know what you're doing, and people are sometimes shocked by this. Overall, that completes this video. I tried to be very quick with each sign because I don't want to go on a tangent. It's supposed to be kind of fun and lighthearted. So let me know what you think. If you want more videos like this, if you want more tarot, I do want to make a vlog soon, but I'm trying to think of how it can be more appealing to you guys because I know you guys don't like my vlogs. But yeah, comment below, let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video.